نشست چهارجانبه بین
This meeting is focused on following up on the implementation of the agreement. Let us keep in mind that Clause 13 of the Memorandum of Understanding explicitly states that the start of negotiations for the final agreement is conditional upon the implementation of 5 specific clauses, including Clause 1 of the MAO, which pertains to the cessation of war on all fronts, including Lebanon. In no way was it our intention to merely sign a document and expect that this document will be automatically implemented by the other side. We cannot, under any circumstances, ignore our previous experiences.
Iran is keeping the United States on edge as the Swiss talks get underway, making it clear that every step forward will depend on Washington's behavior. Tehran continues to insist it does not fully trust the US, pointing to past negotiations as the reason it will verify every commitment before making irreversible concessions. In February, delegations from both sides were scheduled to meet in Geneva, only for Washington to launch its war on February 28 instead, reinforcing Tehran's skepticism about American intentions. Around Lake Lucerne, the normally quiet Swiss setting has turned into a diplomatic hotbed, with Iran holding a firm line not just against the United States but also against pressure from its regional allies. Teams from Iran, Qatar, Pakistan, and the US have begun detailed deliberations focused on Lebanon's conflict and the unfreezing of Iranian assets. Tehran has outlined that the order of business in Burgenstock will start with closed-door bilateral meetings. After separate talks with Qatar and Pakistan, Iran will then sit down with the US delegation, but only with mediators present in the room to manage tensions. Israeli strikes on Lebanon remain the central flashpoint, with Iran demanding concrete answers from Washington about how it will restrain its ally and protect the credibility of the peace memorandum. Reports say the Hezbollah-Israel ceasefire file has been added to the agenda as an emergency session, underscoring how urgent stabilizing the Lebanon front has become for all the delegations. It is also crucial to note that Israel is not formally part of the Iran and US talks and has repeatedly resisted ceasefire efforts in Lebanon. Meanwhile, Iran made clear it would not surrender its right to enrich uranium, framing this as a sovereign, peaceful nuclear activity that cannot be bargained away. Iran's president offered to put in writing that the country has no intention of building a nuclear bomb, trying to reassure skeptics while keeping the nuclear fuel cycle alive. According to the memorandum already agreed with Washington, Iran has pledged that it will not pursue nuclear weapons, making that commitment a central pillar of the broader peace arrangement. However, the most technical and sensitive nuclear issues are not being settled immediately. Instead, final negotiations are expected to unfold over a 60-day period.
We are scheduled to have a one-day meeting. The plan is as follows. In the morning, we will have bilateral meetings with the Pakistani and Qatari delegations as mediators of this process, and in the afternoon, a quadrilateral session will be held between the representative delegations of the Islamic Republic of Iran and the United States, with the presence of Pakistani representatives. This meeting is actually an indicator of Iran's seriousness in demanding the follow-up of the opposing parties' commitments. In no way was it our intention to merely sign a document and expect that this document will be automatically implemented by the other side. We cannot, under any circumstances, ignore our previous experiences. This meeting is focused on following up on the implementation of the agreement. Let us keep in mind that Clause 13 of the Memorandum of Understanding explicitly states that the start of negotiations for the final agreement is conditional upon the implementation of 5 specific clauses, including Clause 1 of the MAO, which pertains to the cessation of war on all fronts, including Lebanon. Well, we know that this clause has not been implemented. The United States has been unable or unwilling, for whatever reason, and the Zionist regime continues to violate commitments in Lebanon. This issue will be the main topic of discussion in today's talks. At the same time, some other clauses require a series of preliminary or executive actions, which will also be pursued. Specifically the issue of making Iran's blocked or restricted assets available, as well as a discussion regarding the issuance of necessary permits for the sale of Iranian oil. These are issues that have been discussed since the time negotiations on the principle of the Memorandum of Understanding were underway, and now we must see the results of those discussions to ensure that those clauses will also be effectively implemented in practice. The exchange of messages is ongoing. In any case, to ensure the implementation of the Memorandum of Understanding, we are continuously and instantaneously exchanging messages through mediators. This session will be, as I mentioned, separate meetings with the mediators will be held in the morning, and in the afternoon, a 4-party meeting will take place, meaning that the delegations of all 4 countries will be present in one room. Well, In the first stage, it is that same first clause. Clause 1 refers to cessation of war on all fronts, including Lebanon. This clause is key and is important for us. We must see, God willing, where the talks will lead by this afternoon. But our goal is to remain focused on ensuring the other party's commitment to implementing the obligations according to the Memorandum of Understanding dated June 18th.
Before we start the technical talks with the Iranians, the Pakistanis, and the Qataris, our understanding is that the Iranians just landed. The Qataris and Pakistanis and some of our technical negotiators are still on the ground. So look, we'll have a couple days of talks. We're going to get this thing kicked off in the right way. There's a lot to discuss, but we're going to go through it all.
Fighting in Lebanon to upend the entire process. What do you want to do about that?
Well, Marco and the entire team have been actively managing what's going on in Lebanon despite the headlines. Things are actually getting better there. Things have calmed down a little bit. It's going to be something we're just going to have to continuously manage to ensure that, Israel and Lebanon are both safe and secure. That's fundamentally the goal of this, is to make the whole region safe and secure. The big problem is that you have somebody will choose and then somebody will respond, and you kind of have a chicken leg problem where you just got to stop the siege for long enough to get the ceasefire to hold. That's what we're going to try to do. People are working at it, and things have gotten better. Well, I think number one, just getting things set up in the right way and getting the actual structure of the negotiation in place. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have a principal level political leadership at the top, and then obviously the technical team is going to stay on the ground. What I like to say is what appears to be a beautiful place. I can only be there for a day or two. I think we're going to hopefully make progress on the nuclear issue, make progress on the Lebanon ceasefire issue. Those are the two big things that I think we're going to be focused on. I'm sure the Iranians are going to have issues they'd like to discuss as well. See you guys on the other side. Thank you.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.